Okay, so let's go with the second talk. Thank you. I'm Ramón Felip. I'm the VP of Apiumhub. Okay, and I will make a slightly different talk. I will speak about a little bit of what we do as a product owners from a consultancy firm. Okay, basically, we'll talk a little bit about our experiences, our pains mostly. Okay, working for clients, and I hope you find it interesting. Okay. All right, so let's go. Let me tell you a little bit about me. When it comes to background, I'm a computer engineer and a PhD. I have founded 4 companies. Actually, Apiumhub is the first job where I have an actual salary. When it comes at paid salary from another one, the last 25 years I was a freelancer or had my own companies with all of the pain and some of the fun that comes with that. Okay. And in the last 5 years within Apiumhub, I have been a product owner, which is something that I learned during my entrepreneurship stage. And now I'm acting as VP of engineering, which basically in Apiumhub means that I try to impact the way that our teams work with our clients in order that everyone is happy and they get the maximum value from us. Because at the end of the day, they're paying some good money. Okay. All right. Let's talk about you, right? Every time I give a talk or a meetup, I like to know who is my audience. Okay. I try to tune it a bit for the same reason that you can get more or less a maximum value. Today we have an audience that it's more or less 33% female, 66% male, 33% developers, 66% product related guys. We have 25% of the audience that belongs to startups, 50% to scale-ups, and 25% to big corps. Okay, we even have a guy that works with my sister. Okay, I don't know if someone is from Zetaima around here. Finally didn't make it, so that was something that got my attention because my sister didn't know that I was giving this talk. So it was a very nice coincidence. Okay. So basically, why are we here? So first of all, it's late. I don't want this to be like boring. Okay. I want to speak a little bit. It will try to be a little bit fun rant or venting about mostly the pain that we experience working with our clients. Okay. Basically, I want to use guys. Okay, I want to use you because the aim, we'll see that of this talk is basically to set up some points that we can discuss, and we can later see how you manage these kinds of situations in your companies or in your daily life. Okay, I don't think I can. I'm a product guru, so to speak. So basically, when trying to prepare this speech, I thought of what will differentiate me from you guys, and basically the fact is that I do not work for a product company, right? So this is the main thing that I want to contrast with you guys, and you will see that this talk will be a little bit about that. All right, so of course, let's give some context. This talk starts with the paradox that I last explained. Technically, and from a marketing perspective, the product is basically the golden gem of every company, right? So the product leaders, managers, owners, etc., are normally someone that you would want to belong to your company. It should not be an external asset. Yet, we work on a consultancy company, and the demand for product owners is increasing every day. Okay, there is a rise on the basically. We were seen before as companies that are able to provide hands to write code. Okay, Apiumhub is well positioned when it comes to software architecture, when it comes to mobile development, etc., etc. But when I joined Apiumhub 5 years ago, I think I was the first product owner with everything was my experience. So my role was rather strategical, not only like product owner, but we now are 5 guys, and if we were 7, we would have like 7 guys working with our clients. Okay, so how is that, right? And how can it be that this demand is increasing? Okay, I think that the answer lies mostly in the nature of our clients, right? So I don't think that BP, or I don't think that any digital born company or some company that's mostly digital, not traditional, thinks about that role like being hired or subcontracted externally. Okay, but we work with hospitals, harbor operation companies. One of the big consultancies, well, they contract everything, right? And with clothing and retailers of fashion, Nestlé, pharma, Mercadona, and jewelry. Okay, so the common factor is that most of our clients are traditional companies. They excel at a lot of processes. When it comes to logistics, when it comes to stock managing, when it comes to a lot of things, they are incredibly efficient and nice, but they struggle a bit when it comes to ID projects. Different degrees, in the sense that there are different companies that have different levels of maturity, in the sense that, for instance, VeepeeTech and Mango are almost IT companies because the main channel that they have right now is digital, but still it's not the same level of product management maturity that other companies have. Okay? Well, this is an old joke. I think that most of you will be familiar with it, but it's something that it's very related to consultancy, right? So basically, well, I don't want to read this for you, but I will give you like 20 seconds if you want to go through if you don't know it. But when it comes to product management, everything starts in here, right? When it comes to consultancy and when it comes to the fame that we have as companies, is that well, this is actually the 2 items that I like the most, right? It's more about it's like a chain of communication and interchange of information and actions, etc., between the different actors throughout all the processes, okay, to finally find out that nothing is working. So news is that the traditional companies are aware about that. They also know that they have to depend on consultants most of the time because they do not want to have their own IT project. And they have identified that the product owner figure is most of the times the answer, maybe not to all of these problems, because we cannot dodge the invoicing, let's call it like that, okay? But it's a key figure in order to avoid all that and make all of this work, okay? Sorry. So the product owner from a consultant perspective is a little bit different that from a digital company, let's call it that way, in the sense that given that the product owner is the answer to all the problems that was in the previous slide, the product owner is often seen as a Swiss knife. It's actually, we tell people in the interviews, okay, so it's not only that you will be managing the product with everything that comes with that, you will be managing accounts, you will be managing strong stakeholders, you will be managing teams, you will be a little bit of project manager as well. So it's not a pure product owner from the Scrum perspective. It's something that it's much more. It's often we tend to favor candidates that have more experience when it comes to project management in IT, rather than someone that has, when it comes to marketing and product management per se, have a very strong background, but they have no experience managing teams or people. Okay, and this is because the problems that we see are okay. So this is more or less the context that I wanted to give. So what is the goal in this talk? finally, right? Basically, this will seem like a rant to the problems that we have every day, but basically what I want to go through is to let you know from the external product owner, from the external team perspective, what we find when working with our clients, when working in this company. Let's call it anti-patterns or smells or whatever, okay? And well, basically, I would like to hear your opinions, and if you have had similar experiences, if you have some solutions, etc., etc. Of course, I will try to have some takeaways, and basically what are our conclusions after working with people so far. Okay, but it's more to have a little bit of fun as well, and to go through the patterns that we have. Okay, so this is the challenge that we face in a nutshell. Okay, as development teams, our credo is that we're agile. We believe in continuous improvement. We believe in rapid prototyping. We believe in rapid iteration. We believe in continuous integration and delivery. We believe that if we can release to production 100 times a day, we shouldn't release 50, okay? And we found ourselves working in companies that find Scrum like the latest discovery, right? It's something that some of you for sure have experience, right? And it's basically that. It's one of the guys that I follow on Twitter. Probably you will know of him. It's Alan Holub, okay? He's a radical agilist and product manager, okay? Very funny to follow on Twitter, of course. He's like some kind of, let's say, strict when it comes to agility. Let's put it like that. He's completely right in the sense that it's very hard to fit an agile team with a non-agile organization, because at some layer you will clash with something or someone. Okay, so this is the main challenge that we have. Of course, agility trademark hasn't helped in the sense that in the last 30 years, a lot of coaches, consultancy firms have given like crash courses of 6 months, like let me turn your company from waterfall to agility. Scrum will solve your life, etc., etc. Let me give you a course during 12 hours, and I will give you a badge that tells that you're a certified product owner, which helps because you get the knowledge. But of course, in order to be a product owner, you should basically have some experience with that, etc. The main thing is that when we work on these companies, we find that the expectations are that, okay, so I'm using Agile now, I should be a beast when it comes to digital projects, right? And of course, that is not the case. It's actually because of the reason before. But this is something that makes the problem even harder. Okay, so let's be clear. Okay, this is a little bit of a joke. I have the utmost respect for all our clients. First of all, they allow us to eat. Okay. Second of all our clients employ more people than us, make more money than us. They are global leaders, and they excel at the markets that they operate. Okay. So, of course, I have some complaints that I have previously shared with them. Okay. But this talk is not about, you're doing this, and that, and I want to complain about that. Okay? It has a little bit of funny tone, but it's meant to be constructive. Okay. First smell, open scope, but closed scope. This one I love. Roberto in there. It's a colleague of mine, product owner, working at a very famous company. We're doing a Scrum. Okay, we are agile, but I want you to estimate the project that we will implement in the next 9 months. I want you to write all the user stories. I want you to put the designs, okay, and I want you to, basically, okay, but we're agile, we're doing a Scrum. Fine, okay. So this is one of the things that that affects us mostly. Okay, this we've seen and we've experienced that when it comes to our internal stakeholders within the project, they understand because they suffer the feedback of the users that this cannot be done. Okay, so it's not that we're not aligned, that we have to iterate and we have to be reactive to feedback and we have to actually we know that when we build a roadmap or when we specify a task or write the user story, we're starting from our assumptions or some data, but the final test, basically the one that will ship your product, will be the client feedback, right? So, but you reach a layer when it comes to controller, to financial, to some stakeholders that they okay, that's very fine, agile, good boy, but I'm used to another type of project management. Okay, I want everything specified up front, and this is what has to happen. Okay, so this is some kind of ceiling that we're starting to break sometimes. In most of the times, we have our champions when it comes to important people within the client that are also pushing to change this way. But this is something of what happens more often, right? So the second is something that happened just after every planning meeting. Okay, basically, or not planning, but basically, when you pick items that are estimated from the backlog, and you from the product backlog, and you put it on the sprint backlog, okay, suddenly something happens up here, and then a magician turns the estimate into commitment, right? This happens every time. It's basically okay, especially when it comes to items that are difficult to break down. Nothing happens if you estimate something in 1 day, 2 days, or story points, whatever you use, and then it takes half more. Okay, but when you're struggling to break a user story, to slice it into something smaller, that you have to take it or leave it, right? And you have an estimate that could take several days, and for whatever reason, dependencies, etc., you take more. You find out at the end of the sprint that you have done that. This was your commitment. Okay, this doesn't happen in all the clients. Happen in some clients, but it's also very frustrating to bear. The proxy program, that is a classical one. Okay, so basically this happens because someone wants to implement a project but does not have the time or the knowledge or whatever to lead it and bring it forward. So basically we'll pick an external product owner, and basically I would tell him what to do. He will be my secretary. Okay, so leading a product means having the power to lead the product, having the power to make decisions, having the power to make priorities, having a holistic view of everything that involves. It's something that we do not find easily when we work as a consultant. Okay, it's something that it's most of the time not understood. It's hard for the client. I understand that, especially in the initial stages of a product development. First of all, we need our stakeholders, because there is the worst side about being an external consultant is when you start working for a client, you know nothing about anything. Okay, you do not have any domain information. You do not know what are the stakeholders that can impact in your product. You do not know how the users behave. You do not know anything. So it's very normal that, especially when you prototype the MVP, when you make the first release, it's something that it's a joint work. I need someone from this company to work with us, okay, to teach us, okay, put this in connection with them. But afterwards, sometimes it's hard for them to give the reins, okay, and make the product owner be a product owner. But still, they want the product owner, right? One of the main side effects of the previous slide is this. Okay, this is Claudia Goldin, is the latest economic Nobel Prize winner. Okay, and she has a quote that it's. I don't think that it's original, because I've heard it formulated in other terms by a lot of authors, but it's kind of very well summarized, right? So I think that any good solution or work comes from being able to provide the best solution to a need, right? Having this proxy product owner and working as an external product owners involves that sometimes we're not given a problem to solve, but a solution to give. Okay, So in that sense, and this is, I'm very happy that most of the teams, it's one of the main focus of frustration by some of my colleagues, developers here in Apiumhub. Okay, it's they are demanding, please let us help you solve your problem. Do not tell me what is your solution, because maybe I can help you another way. Okay, one very recent example that we have was the Excel report example for one of our clients. Basically, we struggled a lot with the format of an Excel report, with the download action, with how often should it update, etc., etc. And we only were told that we need to download an Excel report, etc., etc. Turns out that the one that wanted to download the Excel report only use it to mail it to a stakeholder. Okay, and so they could review weekly sales. So basically, you didn't need a download button. You needed a box to put email addresses, right? It's a very silly example, but it's something that happens more than often. Okay, then we're trying to get there. Another, the user, right? It's also a very known picture. I'm not really known to be an original guy, but I love this one. Okay, it's basically the main level of communication when it comes to certification that we have most of the time is with stakeholders. Okay, it's hard most of the time to work with users, right? And basically, you design a product with conversations with the product manager within our client, but it's hard for us to work with the end user. Okay? This is something that that I would say that it's improving, kinda, okay, because of course, at the end of the day, when something goes south, it's not us who pay the price; it's a whole product and project team that is shared between our clients and us, who have to review, etc., etc. So it's something that it's foreseen, but there is some kind of invisible barrier that was preventing us to actually sit beside the user, study what are they doing, what is your pain, when are you losing time, what is frustrating you, etc., etc. And that basically, this lack of information results in what this picture depicts very well, right? Also, very important, stakeholder management. Okay, it's important in any company. Being an external, it can be hellish. Okay, it's hard when you're in a company and you know you have to go to finance to ask for budget, whatever. When you're an external product owner and hey, I'm the guy who's leading that project, you have to know, because maybe, for instance, in Nestlé, sometimes you can find yourself talking about you have to delay a feature or not to a guy that just secured a deal that saves the company 5 million euros, right? So basically, the level of importance that your demand has towards the daily life of that stakeholder is really, really low. Okay, you have to be able to study stakeholders, know what they want, etc., etc. And I think that this is one of the key aspects that we have to excel in when it comes to stakeholders. Some projects, we've lost some projects to not being able to manage stakeholders for very silly reasons. Okay. Okay. That is unfair, because when I made up this slide, I thought that I want to depict what happens in a meeting, right? We have daily meetings where we have more stakeholders than developers. That's fantastic. Okay. And then I thought, it seems like the stakeholders are not working. Well, that is not the case. I can say that before they asked us out. But this is very funny that happens in almost all the projects, that you have like 3, 4, 5 developers, 10, 12 stakeholders. Like, man. And the daily, it's something that not even the product owner should speak, turns into some kind of open question meeting that can last an hour and a half. Okay, so put it in there because it's something that I think that when it comes to traditional clients, it has happened like a lot of times. okay, in almost all of them. Okay, so basically, let's be a little bit constructive, okay, and speak a little bit about the conclusions that we found. We have worked for a lot of clients. Apiumhub has been in the market for almost 10 years. I think that we were founded in 2014, okay, and we have worked with big clients. So I would say that our experience is relatively big when it comes to this interaction, right? So first of all, there is no, whatever the book says, whatever any blog says, there is no like standard solution to copy. Okay, it's something that is impossible. Okay, one of my tasks this year is to write guidelines to actually ease this interaction. Okay, but even if you have these guidelines, it's something that they can only help you build and improve the situation, not solve it at all. Okay, and of course, like any good solution, it's not you. Everything depends on the team, on the client, on the product, on the stakeholders, etc., etc. So everything is a thought. Okay, there is not. It's something that you cannot avoid. Conclusions. Basically, as an external product owner team, we are forced to see and hear and write and study all the actors that are around the product. We are more, I wouldn't say visualized, but our clients are paying good money for us. Okay, so basically the degree of control that they want to have is more. So that forces to actually know exactly how and who is everyone. Okay, and have a very, very good understanding of the ecosystem every time. Second, everything is based on trust. Okay, that happens with internal teams, especially more with external ones, with the consultant ones. Okay, so and trust is built by delivery. Okay, in the when we work for a client, we find environments that may not be ideal. Okay, but we have to deliver somehow. Okay, this is a quote that I like it a lot. Okay, it's not, even if the tweet is very recent, it's not the first time he says that, but it's a team has to deliver. Okay, and as external and as consultants, we have to overcome, especially in the initial stages, the environments that we find ourselves, adapt. Okay, and deliver, because otherwise that means that we will be out of the project. Okay, and it's something that builds up, right? So it's something not immediate. And finally, to understand that when it comes to us being consultants working with a client, to think of the client as a partner. Okay, we're in a journey together, in the sense that the companies, as we said, are global leaders, but they are also aiming to change the way that they manage that they manage projects. Okay, so patience and actually resilience is. And I think that last one. So hope you like it. Thank you very much. Right. Anyone with questions, with experience that they want to share?
Yeah, can you tell us how do you measure the value that you provide to the clients?
Well, that's a very good question. How do I measure a value that I provide to a client? I think that we have to measure that based on expectations. Okay, so basically, we have some teams that are working time and material with when it comes to products and projects, in the sense that they are working on one product. When our clients, normally what the typical life cycle that they have is that the product has an evolutive stage and they reach a point that it's only sustained, okay, and then we switch to building another, okay. So the way that we measure adding value or the value that we provide to the client is based on the expectations. When we start the product, okay, of course, we want to have a very good delivery pace, okay. We want to, even if we use estimates and we don't like to talk about commitment, we want to have, we want to actually finish with in time, deliver in time. We have user feedback, so they have to know that what we're doing is good for them. And we also measure the return rate of the items that are finished, okay. We don't want, the worst that can happen in a company is when you build the products and you have 2 iterations more with packs of what you deliver, okay. So there is no standardized way because every client and project is different, but I would say that we have to measure that with the expectations of pace and quality, okay, of the software we deliver, okay. So, and depending on which. Yeah.
What would you say is the main added value of having an external compared to an internal product owner?
First of all, it depends on the digital maturity of the company. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't think that any of our product owners can add, for instance, to VP. All right, so the only need that I see feeling in VP is that if they are lacking hands and they cannot hire someone, okay. In the sense that we work with that and we have a common mindset, and this will be the only case. There are some other companies that are starting to change the way that software was managed, okay. In that scenario, which is basically correlates a lot with our clients, okay, because it's not that sometimes consultants are seen as mercenaries, right, in the sense that you get paid, but we like to think about our clients and our partners in the sense that with the people that we work with, it's not only product owners, it's also tech leads, etc., and the users also to change a little bit the ways as much as possible with the company. Okay, so this I think is the market fit that we can provide. Okay. Yeah.
So also I've been working as a consultant for a software company, and I want to ask about a little bit about the model in which you are working with your client. Is it teams that you are providing in terms of consulting? Is it more of specialized roles? What is the Apiumhub success model that you see that brings value to the customers and they come back for it?
I would say that most of the time is teams, but the hybrid teams, in the sense that I think that the way that that we have more success and the client is more comfortable with, and myself as well, is with hybrid teams. Having people from our company working with people that it's internal in Mango, etc. Okay, so that actually provides safety to our customers, because the knowledge remains in house in the sense that there are no silos. Because the worst thing that could happen to someone is Apiumhub is not a company that will give you like 200 kilos of developers, in the sense that we try to hire like really good people, strong in software architecture, and that's our teams go to strategic positions of the client. So imagine that you build something where all the software architecture is led by us and only developed by us, or whatever critical part of your system, okay? And for commercial disagreement, whatever, okay, you want to change provider, okay? So this is something that, as the client, is something that I would avoid as well, to have this kind of dependency. when we put together our people with people from the teams, okay, and I have to say that we have very nice people. So it's hard to find a guy that is not nice in Apiumhub, okay. So they from a personal perspective, they mix up very well. They are flexible, unilateral, okay. The client feels safe in the sense that I have this. Sometimes they hire tech leads within Apiumhub to also upskill their developers. Okay, so this I would say it's the model that we have more success with. Okay, so we kind of do it all of them, but when it comes to more successful, I would say that would be that. Yeah,
makes total sense.
Anything else? Smell of food. Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned one word answering to some of the question. It's expectations.
Yeah.
So I was curious about. Well, you spoke about estimations, like having clear of estimations, not commitments. Are there some other rules that for you are crucial to manage expectations throughout the project?
I would say that. So my experience is that whatever happens within a project, if you are able to talk and discuss about it and see why it has happened, okay, is manageable. Okay. Also, it's very important to acknowledge when you screw up. Okay, because it's something that we do not pretend to be flawless. We pretend to be diligent, and sometimes we make mistake, whether it's estimating or implementing something or whatever. Okay, so it also builds trust. Okay, so it's not that there are some rigid rules. I only want to have a conversation, and I want to have project leaders within our plans that I can talk to. I can explain, okay, so this is going late because this and this has not arrived. This is going late because we wanted to do it that way, but we found out that this introduces too much latency, and then we have to rethink the whole solution, etc., etc. So it's managing expectations comes from having a very good team that is able to deliver, but also having good communication skills and being able to watch the things away, and so we're in this together with our clients. Okay, so it's not that I have to report to you; I have to work with you, right? So it's, I think that this is what at the end of the day pays off when it comes to managing expectations. Because then, if you're honest, given estimation, you do not overestimate. If you have a team that delivers, etc., everything goes much smoothly. And then when something happens, it's anecdotic. Okay. The main problem when managing expectations is basically when you are not able to deliver anything that you took on the sprint scope because something is wrong in there. Yeah. Okay. Of course, there are phases of the product development. In the initial phases, the team has no knowledge. Okay, so you have the most variability. So you have to be a little bit smart and do not overcommit, right? When it comes to the sprint. But I think that it's much more natural than people think it is. Okay, it's just a matter of having honest processes and fluid conversation. Okay. Anything else? Years?
Yeah.
Years. Thank you very much.